Hello and welcome to Pichaya channel. In this video, I will show you my solution for the rock, paper, and scissors case from the Battle of 16 in 2021. Yeah, let's start. Let's start with the conceptual first. On the left hand side, these are the calculation step I use in my model. The first step is to predefine the winning patterns. The winning patterns are on the right here. For example, in case that the rock is the winner, so the loser is the scissors. There are two patterns, either the rock and scissors or scissors or rock, and so on for the paper and scissors. So there are 6 patterns. Let's continue. On the left hand side, the calculation second step is to define the initial active players. The number could be 2 to 4, depends on the what level. The number of players in each game are different. And the next one is to calculate who are losers. And after that, I will update loser status to be inactive. And then just repeat the step 3 to 4 until there is only one active player left. So that player is a winner for that round. After we can find the winner for each round, then the game will reset the new round and repeat the step 2 to 5. After all the move of 60 move is come to finish, then we will get the answer from count the wins of each player. Let's go to the model. So the first thing is to predefine the winning patterns. I will change these symbols into an alphabet, so it is easier to do the formula and to type. For the rock, I will use R, paper is P, and scissors is S. For this table, in the M11 to S13 is to list the winning patterns. First, the winner is rock. There are 2 patterns. The loser for the rock will be scissors. The symbols would be RS or SR. And do the same for the paper and scissors. Before going to the second step, we need to set up the model, and I will use the cell F11 as the input of the game number. Let's start with the 31. The number of players can be the conditions. I will use equal. F is if S. If S, the game number is less than 11, then the number of player will be 2. If the game number is less than 21, the number of players will be 3, else or true, the number of players will be 4. And for the below table, the input, the column D to H is to get the input from the first sheet. So the number of moves will be varied by the number of players. There are 60 moves in total, so the number of moves I will use sequence 60 divided by the number of players. And for the move here, I will use the XLOOKUP. Lookup value is to use the game number as the lookup value. Lookup array is case sheet D37 to BK82. Sorry, this is the return array. So the lookup value will be the column B. Lookup value is case B37 to B82, and return array would be D37 to BK82. And not only that, I will change it to the symbol to an alphabet. I will change the symbol to an alphabet. This can use VLOOKUP, the function, and the table array will be J11 to K13. Column index num is 2. Range lookup 0. And I will use the wrap row function. By the number of players. Okay, and next is to calculate. The second step here is to define initial active players. At cell O18, the row 18, O to R, the active player depends on how many players in that game. So I will use the formula if O15, which I put the number 1 in column O and 2, 3, 4 to PQR columns. If O15 less than or equal to the number of players in cell F12, then the active status is true, or I will use 1. If inactive, I will use 0. So for example, if we are at the game 11, the player active status would be only 1, 1, 2, 3 or ABC. Let's go back to the game 31. The next step is to calculate who are losers. So for each game we start with the round 1, turn 1, and for the symbols I will get it from the left table by using the unique function just to see which symbols are in that round. I use unique E19 to H19, comma 1 is to unique by column, and I will concat them to make it into just one string. And to find the loser, I will check the symbols with the winning pattern in the table above by using the HLOOKUP function. Look up value in the symbols column or M19, and the table array will be N11 to S13 log. The row index num is 3 because I want to get the loser here. Range lookup 0, exact match. So in the pattern of SR, loser is S or scissors. After that, the step 4 is to update the loser status. I will update the player active status in column O to R for the losers to be 0. So I will check if the symbol of the player on the left table is equal to the symbol in the loser column or N19. Don't forget to lock the column here. Then the status will be 0 or inactive. If not, this player still active. And also we will stop checking the status if they go beyond the last move, so we can check from the move number. If column D is equal to 0, then just set every player to be inactive. And to get the winner is only when we have only one active player, or it means that the sum of column O to R is equal to 1. That means we have only one active player left, then we can get the winner. If not, then no winner yet. So the formula I will use here is if sum of column O to R is equal to 1, then I need to show the player name by using filter. I will filter the column header or O17 to R17, lock it by the active status of that round or that turn. Else, just show nothing. So in the round 1, turn 1, there is no winner yet. We continue to the round 1, turn 2. So for the round, if we didn't get the winner, we just keep the same round number. But if we already get the winner, then we continue to the next round. So the formula I will use here is equal to previous round and plus the condition if the winner here equal to nothing, so don't add up the round or should just use the 0, else then +1. For the turn should be similar. If we haven't found the winner yet, we keep increase the turn, but if there is already have the winner, then we reset the turn number to be the first round. Or we can check from the round number as well, like if the current round number is not equal to the previous round number, then we need to reset the turn to be 1. Else we use the previous turn +1, like this. So for the symbol and loser, firstly just copy the above formula. Then I need to edit, because we will not count the symbol of the player that already inactive in the previous round. Then I will add some condition, because in the first round, if it is the first turn, I will get the symbol for all players. So this formula from the move number 1 can be used for the turn number 1 only. The condition would be if turn number is equal to 1, then use this formula. Sorry, actually the concat and unique we still use the same. The difference is the input array inside, so I will use this condition with the parameter of unique. So if the turn is equal to 1, just get all the symbols from every player. But if not, then I need to filter just the symbol of the active player in the previous turn. If empty, we just blank. So you can see that the result will be only R, because we don't count the symbol of player A. And the loser, I can use the same formula. So now it becomes NA because there is no winner if everyone play the rock. So for the formula of active status, I need to update a bit. So the first one is different. So actually I should check whether the loser is NA or not first. Because if they are NA, so if it is NA, so just use the status as the previous round. So this is to check the loser, right? So the first thing, if it is NA of the loser column, don't forget to lock. Then there is no loser, so this still can be the active. If it's NA, then it is active, else then go to check this, and you see what, like the player A is already inactive in the previous round, so I need to check the status of the previous round as well. I mean in the previous turn. If it is still in the same round and in the previous turn the player is already inactive, then that player needs to continue to be inactive until it restart to the next round and reset to the turn 1 again. Then that player can use the active status as same as in the move number 0. So to check between the status of the current state and previous state, I will use the function min, because inactive take priority. Like if you want inactive, then you have to be inactive until the end of that round. So we check between the previous round and this round. In case that the current round is not the first, in case that the current turn is not the first turn of that round. However, if the current turn is the first turn, I need to use the status of move 0 instead. So for this min function, the first parameter, I need to use the condition as well. If the turn number, log it, is equal to 1, then this one need to use the active status from row 18 and log it, else use the previous row and copy from column O all the way to column R. The winner formula use the same, and now I can just copy this formula down to the last row. This table I create with the 30 rows. Okay, this is done. And to answer is to count the wins of each player. Let's see the data table on the right hand side. So the data table, I will use it for the game, all the 40 games, which is sequence 40. And I will have 4 functions here. The first one will be count if the winner column log is equal to the player name in this column. So I will not log the column like this is equal to A, and I will copy to the right. After that, I will create the data table. Go to the data menu, what if analysis data table. Here, the column input cell, I will use F11 or the game number. Press OK. And if you see all the zeros, just press F9. Oof. Oh, so something wrong here. Okay, let's back to game number 5. So the formula of the move number 1 is wrong, because for the game that number of players less than 4, I need to for this formula I should copy to the move number 1 as well. I think all the formula can copy to the move number 1 now. No, cannot. Okay, just leave it there. So like this, I need to doing something like if move number equal to 1, just 1. And the turn number, okay. So let's review the formula again. This is round, this is turn, this is symbols. This is loser. And this is the player active status. This is the winner. Okay, let's put the answer in the answer sheet. To answer, I will use the index from the data table, just the first column, only first, lock the row but not the column, and the row number I will use the game number in column B, lock the column, and we just copy the formula to every cell like this. So the level 1 is all correct, level 2 are all correct, level 3 and level 4. Yep. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you very much. Bye bye.